Gay Media Group.
It does bother me, though, that, like, the husbands that should know me, no, I would not.
It bothers you?
Well, I'm like, you should trust me with your wife. I'm gay. I don't want her goods. I'm not going after that. The only one that...
You're like, honey, I want you.
Listen, yes.
Hey guys, episode 223. Pey's back.
Yes. You know, I always love coming to this couch.
I know. This morning, we dropped the kids off. Mm-hmm. And then we went to Starbs. Had to get us to Starbs. And then we got our mom Chick-fil-A because she always has to have her Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
And then we're at Starbs and Peyton sees this girl, her name's Jordan too. And he's like, hey, you remember me from October? And she's like, I can't think back that far.
She just gave me the weirdest look.
Yeah, like, who are you? And you're, okay. And then last night, so Peyton and my mom were supposed to get in at what time?
9:25.
9:25.
Yes.
So they had mechanical error or something like
The
that.
pilot's seat, like him, unlatched from the plane. Yeah. So we had to deboard.
Well, I thank God I got them a driver to pick them up at the airport. Normally I go and pick them up, but I was like, if something happens, it's late. The kids, me dragging them to the airport, they didn't land last night till 1:00. So I'm so thankful I got a driver, and the driver normally comes in my neighborhood. So he knew what to do. Yeah. And I couldn't sleep. I was paranoid because the whole time I'm thinking, oh my gosh, they're not going to be able to get in the neighborhood because there's not a gate agent at a certain time. And I'm like, they're not going to be able to get in. And then
I was stressing about that too, because you gave me the gate pass and your guards weren't there. And I was like, how am I going to get in? Whatever. And the Uber or the driver was so funny. He was like, oh, I drive for this neighborhood a lot. He knew where to go.
To scan?
But he did. It took him 3 tries.
I told you, it's
3
difficult.
Tries. Because you got 2 gates you have to go through, and it's like...
Every time Jeff and I have gone out and we have a Uber drop us off, we always have to be dropped off at the street, and we walk to our house. We just hop over the fence. But it's very frustrating.
Yeah, and Mom was like, oh gosh, it's cold. I don't feel like walking. But he knew what to do. I think he was tired too. I think it was late for him. Because I kept texting him, and I'm like...
That was sweet that you let him know and give him ahead of time.
Updates, but... The airport, y'all, was so crowded. I don't like Charlotte Douglas Airport. Like, it is, they've
it's not
expanded
the little
it.
Airport.
It's not little anymore.
You know, when I was in first grade, we did a field trip to Charlotte Douglas Airport.
We used to do those.
Yeah. And it was, this is way before like 9/11 when you could like walk through. Can you imagine if we were able to like still do that? Just like walk to your gate at any time and not have to go through security. It would be so nice.
It would, but you can't do that now. But so everyone at our gate, they were like, y'all have to go to, it was gate C. Me and Mom normally fly out a C-18 because we always take those huge Airbus planes.
Okay.
So then all these people were like waiting to fly out of Charlotte to Detroit. So you can imagine the crowd of people. Oh, yeah. I get anxiety, and I already took a Xanny. And I'm like, it was hot and like people. So then they had to move all the people from Detroit on another plane because we took their plane. It was a mess. And then an Airbus takes forever to load. Luckily, me and Mom fly first class. We were right there. We were the first ones on the plane. And I was just like, oh my God, I'm tired. I just want a glass of wine and like chill.
Peyton and my mom, they came in hot last night. So I got the McDonald's because I got the kids' food last night. And my mom's always says, no, I don't want anything. But Peyton comes in, I hear their roller bags. Yeah. And you were like, I stole some champagne from the plane.
I did.
And then you were like, where's this? He was heating up the hamburger with this paper. And I go, you could have caused a fire. And you're like, honey, we did not cause a fire. We're good. And I was like, I'm going back to bed. Don't burn my house down.
Oh my gosh. Well, I should say I didn't steal, but my flight attendant, I always make friends with flight attendants. Like the girls, even the gay guys that are flight attendants, they all love me. So it's like a party in first class when I'm in there. And so I was like, baby, can I take like a couple of these bottles? They were like Prosecco bottles. And I just stuffed them in my my jacket. And she was like, yeah, you're fine, baby. And I gave her a hug.
She let you take them probably because it was nighttime.
Yeah, well, and so it was bumpy. Like even when you fly sometimes in the front of the plane, it's not that bumpy. Last night, it was like this. Like my drink was like this. Well, we had ordered food, our dinner, and it was like chicken and mashed potatoes and gravy. It sounded good. Well, I started getting that sick feeling, like I was getting hot, cold. I was like,
in your short shorts,
in my short shorts, showing off my legs. Yeah. And I was like, I'm going to be sick. So when she gave us our hot towel, I said, we don't want the food. We don't need food. She's like, you still want your wine? I said, bring the wine. I mean, I was just chugging.
That would make me feel worse.
It just calmed my nerves. But like this guy beside us beside us, whatever, he was eating his Indian food, which I kind of like Indian food, but when you're feeling nauseous, and that's what it was. It was like orange chicken, but it was an Indian dish. And then I was like, no. So me and Mom, we were just drinking wine, and then we get in our convos, when that buzz kicks in.
Oh, yes. And then Peyton learns a lot about our childhood.
Yes.
And like the wild stuff at parties that happened.
Yes.
To some of the parents that we thought were good.
I'm like, she did what?
I know. And then Peyton on our ride to Starbucks, Peyton's like, you're not going to believe what Mom told me yesterday. And I'm like, what? And he goes, she opened up to me because she had some wine, and you wouldn't believe what happened at this party.
She did this. I was like, she is nasty. My God. Her husband, what? They are nasty.
That's what.
But I told Mom, I said, and she said, mm-hmm. When Mom gets her buzz in, she's like, mm-hmm. I was laughing.
You never know, what goes behind people's doors.
And I said, Mom, did you ever? She said, no, I did not participate in any of that stuff.
My mom got invited for a threesome.
She has.
That's nasty. My mom turned it down.
She did turn it down. She's not like that. Homegirl's Pentecostal and loves the Lord. She ain't trying to go to hell for booger.
They were trying to corrupt.
Well, when her and Greg were out in Waxhaw at a brewery one time, this couple
Greg is my mom's new husband.
Yes. We're at a brewery, and this couple kind of just sat with them and were trying to flirt. My mom got the vibe, and Mom was like, we got to go now. Like, they were trying to take Greg and Mom home. Greg's not like that either. Mom's like, oh, that is nasty.
Oh, yeah, I'm not into that. But, I mean, I could take this so many different ways. But where we live, when we first lived down in Denver, and I told people the area we were moving in, everybody's like, oh, that's where all the swingers are.
Oh, yeah.
And they were making fun of us for moving in this burb area. But I need to go investigate this. I got drunk one night with some neighbors. This was months ago. And they were telling me that there is a place here that it's a hidden place that you go, and it's you swap.
Yeah.
But it looks like a bar. But someone took their dog there. They thought it was a vet place because it's in disguise. But they say it's a known place that people go. And I'm like, I need to go and wear a hidden camera. And I want to go investigate this. So I was, at the time, me and some neighbors, we were like, let's go. We're going to go one night. We got to see what this happens. But I think if I walked in and I saw things happening, I would freeze.
Well,
I'd be like, wait, what?
Well, there's guys.
I want to be investigative reporter.
Me and Maggie say that with our true crime shows. It was funny because, gay men have bathhouses.
Bathhouses?
Yeah.
What is a bathhouse?
Where men go when you have orgies, sleep together. There is one, but it's a sauna in Pineville, and it's a men's sauna. I don't know.
In North Carolina.
In North Carolina, in Pineville, North Carolina. And it's so funny because it's right behind the Outback on Pineville Matthews Road.
Is this a rumor?
No, it's true. I know. And
ew.
And there's a salon right there and everything. And yeah, I mean, you go and you pay to get in. They take your license, and then you just go and shower and be in a sauna with tons of men, and they all hook up and swap. I just know this from people. I have not gone. I just know this from people that have gone. I'd be scared that I'd be the one to go and get arrested. Some like FBI people would come and like.
Ew.
But that I mean, there's stuff like that.
Well, you always hear about people talking about happy endings.
Yeah, it's a massage. That happens.
Spring is around the corner, and I think by now, if you're not still sticking with your New Year's goals, you broke them. Now is a good time to restart some of those goals.
Yes, and spring break is right around the corner for us. Spring sports are starting, and with traveling, AG1 keeps us on track. I love AG1's travel packs. They come in 3, and it has the different flavors, the citrus, the berry, the tropical. I've been using my travel packs because I just ran out of some AG1.
Yeah, until we get our new one, we could try the different flavors. I love them all. I stick with my original. I do it first thing in the morning. You guys know I talk about it every time we do this. It's what I do consistently every single day, no matter what I'm going through, no matter what life throws me. I make my bed and I drink my AG1. That's what I do every single day to start my day.
I love the energy I have with AG1, your immune support, and gut health. Gut health is so important.
Yeah, and I love that they're constantly getting better and making AG1 better year after year, month after month, because that's something I try to do in my own life. I might not succeed, but it's something I want to do. And if I'm partnered with a company that wants to be better, I want to be on their team too.
Go to drinkag1.com/togetherness to get an AG1 flavor sampler and a bottle of vitamin D3 plus K2 for free in your AG1 welcome kit with your first AG1 subscription order while supplies last. That's drinkag1.com/togetherness. Maybe I'm like naive about stuff, but
I
like
think
you
so.
always telling me that there's married men that are gay. And I'm like, wait, what?
Oh, that's 100%.
And I didn't believe, okay, back in LA, my friends used to tell me that. And this is before Peyton came out. And I'm like, yeah, right. That has not happened. And then you tell me, and then Peyton tells me there's this app that you can get on. Don't even say the app. We're not. And Peyton, and like you can see, I guess, things. And we've got my neighbors. We're all like, every time Peyton comes, we're very invested in this. And you're like, you would be shocked, the people who are married
I mean, it's a lot of married men.
But do you think it's more in the South? Because in the South, people don't come out as much as like out here. I feel like it's, out in California, it's totally different.
It's a lot of straight DL men. They're like, my wife doesn't, have enough sex with me, or she won't do this with me, or I get tired of being the man of the house and I just want to be cuddled. And
but they tell you they're not gay.
Right.
But then but if you're doing that, you are, right?
I guess I hear some.
Explain it to me, Peyton.
Well, I hear that some people say, no, it's just men are sexual. And if their wives aren't going to give it to them, they're going to get it from somewhere else. But my thing is, why wouldn't you go, if you're straight, why wouldn't you go to another woman? But I guess they're like, men do it better. Men know what other men like. And so a lot of straight men go to the gays because they know how to do it. Like that kind of stuff. But you would be shocked of the men that, like, because I always get the straight ones, drive big trucks, lifted, manly, masculine.
Now every time I meet somebody, I'm like, wait, are they gay?
They're
married.
They like buff, tattooed men, like I call them daddies, beards, and you would never know. I mean, they're not like, hey girl, what's up? That's normally me. But they're like, yeah, you would be shocked. And I've scared all my girlfriends because they're like, we don't trust any guy now.
I know. I think the same thing.
But it's all like, I know when someone is.
You said it's the eye contact.
The eyes are the window to the soul. I'm always right. I'm always right. And when I was at church, the church that we used to be involved in, there was this one guy that he always from stage would give me that eye. And I was right about him. I wouldn't call him out. He's married, kids, all that. But
it's very interesting.
Like I didn't realize how it was until I came out and all that. And then all these men start just hitting on you. Straight ones, good looking ones. But they all are like married with their wives at home and kids. And I'm like, dang, I feel bad for your wife. Especially though, like on a serious note, if they're sleeping with other men, then they go home and sleep with their wives. So you get all those STDs and shit.
Oh my God, I would kill Jeff.
But it really
was always like my number one thing. I never slept around. And because that was something I was always scared of getting. Right. Or back when we were younger, I don't know how it is now for like other people. I haven't dated anybody in a very long time, but I was always scared of that because when we worked in the restaurant business, everybody hooked up.
You don't
back
think
home,
about
everybody. You
don't think about it. Thank God I've never had an STD, but I would not want that either. That's so embarrassing. And in the gay world, Charlotte is like the number one for a lot of those sexual transmitted diseases.
I think it's everywhere.
Well, maybe it is, but I heard Charlotte had a high rate of like syphilis or whatever because everyone sleeps around. Every gay couple is either open or they cheat on each other. No one's ever faithful.
But you say you don't call it cheating when you're the gay couple because you always say like, oh no, it's not cheating. We're just very open. Well,
no, there are that are open, but then there are gay couples that it's just, you ain't sleeping with my man.
Oh, I thought it was everybody.
No, there are some, like I know some couples that are like, they don't play. Like it's just me and him, like you and Jeff, a married couple. There's no play. But then there's a lot of other gay couples that are married that will let a third one in. I mean, I met one guy.
I would be jealous if a third.
Me too.
I would be like, I met a guy one time. Like that.
He was in a fourth relation. There was 4 of them in a relationship. I said, how does that work? 4 men in a relationship. That's too much drama for me. I need one. That's it. And I would be, I'm a jealous person.
Yes.
I'm a jealous person. Like I would be exclusive. I wouldn't want to play because they play and then other people play and then you don't know who you're playing with and everyone's passing all that stuff around.
Yeah, I wouldn't like that. Like, especially too, it's like, what if you enjoyed this more with the other person
One of my
than
friends
with
said
me?
that. He said I would cut a bitch. He said if they made my husband make a noise, I never could like make him make sexually. He's like, everybody's dead in the house. So it's like, people are like, I don't know. People are wild with their sex. Like, it's like, there's a lot of swingers. I mean, in Waxhaw, everyone swaps there. I mean, we have it some.
But you don't know for sure.
It's a lot of rumors, but it's a lot of moms, like, in this neighborhood, they don't work and they get drunk at the pool and there's a lot of swapping.
But, I mean, I think you would know. Like me, I don't, like, look at friends or other people's partners and think, like, ooh.
Yeah.
Like this, like when we joke, like when he picked at school, Peyton is, last night when he came home, he's like, I'm doing school pickup. Yeah. He's like, I'm going to be daddy today. But
there's a lot of good hot men at your school.
There are, but I don't look at other people's husbands like, ooh, but like, turn your thing off.
You don't ever like look at a guy and just like, oh, he's attractive.
Oh, of course. But we're human.
Right.
That's like what we do. Like you can't help it. If I see a beautiful woman, I'm like, wow, she's really pretty.
That's what I'm saying.
You see like a really good guy or like good looking guy, I'm like, oh, he's very attractive. But I'm not like, ooh.
By the way, we have to go back because that brought me back to I saw an old fling at the airport last night, and I can't say his name, can I?
No, okay. You don't give names.
I was like, Mom, there's blank, and she was like, let me put on my glasses. Are you sure? I said, yes. And anyway, me and Mom were like the first seats when you walk on the plane. And I go, oh, hey, Blake, I knew that was you. And I gave him a hug. And he's like, how you doing right now? He's so funny.
We're going to change that subject. That was a very long time ago. I was 21.
But he was very nice. And every time
out of all people.
Well, every time I go out of town, it could be Colorado, the beach, Hilton Head, wherever I'm going, I always run into people I know. It never fails. I always run into people I know when I'm on vacation. It's like, oh my God, there's so-and-so. What's up? I didn't know you were out of town this week. And I run into people.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
I know.
I swear I'm going to run for like president or like a mayor one day because everyone just knows me. Everybody in Waxhaw is like, you should run for mayor. I don't think
I would run for president.
Okay, maybe not president, but maybe
like mayor of Waxhaw.
Because everyone's like, you would be so good at it, and you know everybody. Because
you would be mutual.
I would be mutual with everyone, and I'd be like, all about love. Let's just love and not fight. Like, be Lisa.
Okay, you guys, I look terrible. I got this massive. I keep getting these like cystic acne. I just got a medication for it, but it's like you pop it like the pimple and then it's like a hole and then it stays and it looks so bad. But anyways, I saw this thing on Instagram and it was talking about, I know you're not married, but it goes back with, and you're friends with a lot, well, pretty much all your friends are women who are married.
Yeah.
And it was saying that, is it okay to be married and be close with a neighbor friend who is of the opposite sex of you? So like you being very close to Ashley, like one of your girlfriends who is married.
Right.
Oh, and then like me being close to like my next door neighbor, Mark.
That doesn't always work. I mean, I lost 2 girlfriends that you knew that I grew up with. Their husbands did not like me. And
that is right.
Their husbands didn't like me.
I forgot about that.
Which their men were kind of trashy anyway. They could have done better. But no, they like cut me out.
But why? Because you're gay.
I know.
And you're not attracted to them.
To that, I think honestly, the jealousy on the husband's part, because this actually has happened, not with just them, but another girlfriend of mine, her husband got really jealous, even drove past my house when me and his wife started hanging out and would like.
I didn't know this.
Yeah. Well, me and him are friends now. We shoot guns together and have fun, but he did not. He
didn't trust you?
They had to go to marriage counseling. Yeah. I mean, he did not like it. And I'm like, I'm gay. I don't want your wife. And I had to tell that to multiple
Did
men.
he think you were like playing that you
He thought we were having sex. He thought we were having an affair.
Really?
And everyone was like.
You never told me this and you tell me everything.
I was like, everyone was like, you're stupid. Peyton's gay. Like, everyone knows. I mean, Lord, Greg, my stepdad's funny. And he said, I mean, Jackie, 5 minutes after you meet Peyton, you know he's gay. And so, I mean, but I have lost a few girlfriends. And on my part, I blame them because I felt like they should have stuck up for me. I mean, we used to have to like hide to like see each other because their husbands would get mad. Mm-hmm. And then it was kind of like, you girls, and some of the women are like, I choose Peyton over you to their husbands.
Yeah.
But it's like,
you're just like a girl. You're like one of the girls.
What some of the girls have said is you get to a level that my husbands can't because you just understand me or understand my feelings and understand what I'm going through. And it's like, they don't.
Before Peyton came out, this is when I thought you were straight. I don't know why I thought you were, but you convinced me in high school you were.
Well, I was so scared of coming out.
And because I asked Peyton in high school if he was, and you totally convinced me that you weren't. And I was like out of everybody because me and you were like besties. Right. But it's funny too, Megan, who lives with Peyton. Megan was my best friend in high school, but her and Peyton are like best friends. Yeah. And Megan and Peyton, I always thought would end up together because y'all were
like a lavender relationship. Yeah, she's got a boyfriend and I'm single, and we have little Emily, her daughter, that we're like Fuller House.
Yes.
Like our husbands.
Y'all are like Three's Company.
Yes. I mean, I love her husband. He's a sheriff for Union County.
Boyfriend.
And and we have 2 dogs. Our house is always chaotic, and it just works for us.
Yeah, but y'all have known each other for so long.
11 and 12 was when we met.
Yeah, and then because me and Megan met in 9th grade, but Megan's mom, Mama TT, that's what we call
Mama
her.
T.
She is the strictest. I would never mess with that woman. She's like old school country.
Kick your ass.
Yes. And she does not mess around. But Megan and Peyton, when we get home from school, Megan always was at our house. Right. And y'all would watch That's So Raven, High School Musical, and something else.
Newlyweds.
And you would be like in your bed and like her and her sister, and y'all would just be laying there laughing. And I always wondered, oh my God, if Megan's mom knew that she was even just sitting in the bed with somebody. Y'all weren't doing anything, obviously. But her mom's like, I always knew he was gay.
Well, I'd walk around in my pajamas at their house, and Tina would be like, it was just normal. It was like another family. You know what I mean? So I don't know. It was just comfort. It was comfort, and we had fun. And Tina, I remember when me and Megan were young, we had her brother-in-law got us this 6-pack of beer, and we We were playing some drinking game. Mama T busted out in the dark with her toboggan and was about to light up her cigarette and said, "What's up with y'all? What y'all trying to do?" And me and Megan were like, "No, Mama T, we good. We just chilling. We just playing a goldfish." And me and Megan got so scared. We ran out of her sunroom and threw the beers down the gutter. She said, "Let's go to bed. I'm scared." Was like, I ain't trying to mess with your mama. She did. Mama T had her baggy sweatpants on, her hoodie, her yellow toboggan.
Still to this day, I would never mess with her mom.
No, Mama T loves me.
Yeah.
She loves me, but you don't mess with Mama T.
That's right. But going back to like, we were talking about like your friends and people like that. Like always feel like, for instance, like my neighbors I'm very close with, but like if I was out of town and Jeff was hanging out with the wives of my neighbors, I feel like I would not care because we're all so close. I feel like we're like family, and I know there's nothing weird or there's nothing like, for instance, like if Jeff and my friend Lisa were hanging out and I was out of town, I would not think anything weird.
But see, also I think that
it's the vibes.
It's the vibes. I think that
now I do think there's some other moms that I have met that I'm like, okay, you kind of have a little bit, like you don't know what's going on in your marriage, but I feel like it's the people who aren't that happy in their marriage are the ones that are a little more flirtatious, like if they start drinking. And that might be like, oh, but then again, I know my husband and I know Jeff and I know he would never disrespect me like that. And he knows I would never disrespect him. But I think that comes with, in your marriage, like trust. And also too, Jeff doesn't want to mess with me.
Right. Well, and because you're crazy as hell and you kill somebody. But I think too, I don't believe that really a woman and a guy can be friends. Because feelings will start. I don't think that a woman that's married really should hang out with her, like what you were saying.
Yeah.
Like, I just think there could be temptation. Things can happen with alcohol, you never know. Even though you trust this person, there's been a lot of people in the past, people have trusted and they've slept with a husband, a friend's wife. You know, and I think it can get messy. I think couples hang out together is good.
Oh, yeah. We're always with our couple friends. But I love this discussion because there's, like what you're saying, there's so many other different things, like you being gay and having all friends. Like your one friend was weird. And then how you just said other people things can happen, which I could see.
It does bother me, though, that like the husbands that should know me, no, I would not. It
bothers you?
Well, I'm like, you should trust me with your wife. I'm gay. I don't want her goods. I'm not going after that. The only one that...
You're like, honey, I want you.
Listen, yes. I want to tell you this funny story. It was so funny. So, I'm with my friend Crystal. I've talked about her before. So, she lives in a neighborhood down the street from me. Literally, her house and our neighbor's house looks the same almost. Her husband and the neighbor drive the exact same truck, lifted, exact same color, everything. Well, sometimes I'm a dumbass and I don't pay attention. So I went to the neighbor's house and like I'm walking in I had like maybe a beer or a grocery, something in my hand, busted through the door.
No, you didn't.
And I'm walking halfway in the house and I'm like, Crystal, Mike, all of a sudden this big, and he was an ex-military guy like this, turns the corner and is like, who are you and why are you in my house? And I'm like, this isn't Crystal Mike's house. And I'm like, I'm so sorry. I mean, he was cute though. He had on his shorty shorts and all that, no shirt on, ripped. But I took off, flew out of that house. He's like, Crystal's house is that way. I was like, I'm so sorry.
Oh my God. I would have freaked out.
Well, think if he had a gun or something, like he has kids, like, or if his wife was downstairs. I think about that. Like he could have been able to shoot me, like, and he has guns. They're like, I'm like, oh my God. And I'm like, I got to pay more attention. But I just didn't that day. And her husband drive the exact same trucks, exact same color. And they're both lifted. And it just threw me off. And I was like, we still laugh about that. And actually, he's cool. He'll laugh when I'm over at Crystal's house. I'm like, thank God you didn't shoot me because I'm a stranger walking into your house.
Oh my gosh.
I know. But who also doesn't lock their doors this same time? I always keep my door locked during the day.
See, mine's, but I have kids. Mine's always unlocked.
Yeah,
and
but
that's
you
probably
live in a
why.
safe area and all that too. I mean, we do too. Waxhaw, I'm not scared. Our cops are everywhere. In the middle of the night, you'll wake up and they'll just be chilling in the neighborhood. I mean, we really don't have any crime in Waxhaw. Like, it's pretty safe, you know, and everybody's packing. You wouldn't want to mess with anybody anyway.
Packing. All right.
But what else though?
Okay. We're going to take a break and then we'll come back because Peyton, we were talking about shows. Some of the shows we're watching.
Oh, yeah.
Peyton's always got something to watch.
Yes.
Okay. Welcome back.
Hey.
You saw Scream.
I saw Scream.
And the reason I brought this up is because I just took my kids yesterday to go see Goat. They loved it. So
what is Goat? I've never heard of this movie.
I think they said Steph Curry produced it or created it.
Is it a
I was Disney on my phone the whole time.
Is it like cartoons?
Yeah, it's like animated.
Okay.
And it's like these animals and it's like a basketball thing. Mm-hmm. I was doing like Target pickup orders, like ordering stuff while they were watching it and responding to emails.
Popcorn and all that?
I got them popcorn. I feel like when I go to the movies now and if I get popcorn, I get sick to my stomach. It's too like buttery and
that's the best part. I drench mine.
Well, we went out to eat before the movies and then of course my kids don't eat and I brought it to go and then they want the candy but I was like no candy, you can have popcorn and you can have like a soda or something.
The movies are so expensive.
But they get you every time because like let's say it's Zootopia that's out. Yeah. It might be a Zootopia cup.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh my God, we have to have that and it's like a $30 cup and I'm like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
No.
You'll spend like $200 at the movie theater.
Easily. Well, now they have alcohol up there. I don't like drinking either.
Well,
sitting and watching a movie.
You know what?
Me
and my friends we're white trash because I was like, we're not. So like, I don't like that at the movies. They will only let one person like get up at a time to go get alcohol. You know what I mean? Yeah. You can't just say, hey, can I get 5 drinks?
You could just have somebody put wine in a bag.
Well, that's what we did. I went to the store, got like 3 jumbo bottles of wine. And we got cups from the house, plastic cups, and the girls carry their big purses, and we were just drinking.
And they don't check. Yeah.
They don't check. But I mean, because we're not going to, it's annoying, and you don't want to miss the movie, which Scream, it was good. The ending was kind of.
Don't tell anything
I'm not telling
in case
anybody
wants to see. Is it stupid?
I didn't think it was stupid. I thought it was good. Megan thought it was stupid, but I already knew what was happening was going to happen in the movie because everyone films on TikTok and I'm always on TikTok. So they film the movie, which you shouldn't do that. And they show like the ending. So I already knew
what happened
in spots. I already knew.
Does Neve Campbell survive?
Yes. Okay. Yes.
Because she's the main character.
She comes back and she
has to be in it.
She's got 3 kids.
So in it.
She's got 3 kids in it, but 2 of the babies are at her grandparents' house, and then her daughter is like with her being like the teenager. The boyfriend climbs through the window.
It's
like
not Michelle Randolph, the one from Landman. I think she is so cute. I saw she's in it.
Okay, I don't know.
Do you watch Landman?
No, but I think she is in it.
She's a cute blonde.
She's a cute blonde. Yes, she is in it.
Okay.
And, yeah, she's in it. What's his name? Is it Goodman? Who is the good-looking black guy in Radio and in oh my God, Radio? His son's in Scream. I didn't even know it was his son. His son is very good-looking. Goodman.
Cuba Gooding Jr. I thought he got canceled.
He might have got canceled, but his son's in.
His son's an actor.
Yeah, good-looking. He's in like this is his 3rd Scream, and I didn't ever knew that was his daddy, but yeah, it's his dad. And, but no, it was good. It was just kind of like, they use a lot of AI stuff too.
What do you mean?
Like they make the movie about like, they bring back old killers with AI. Like, oh,
I don't like that.
It's kind of about, yeah. So
I feel like movies just aren't as good as they used to be. I was in 6th grade. Yeah, 6th grade when the first Scream came out.
Right.
And I remember Dad took me to the movie theater to go see it. Yeah. And Drew Barrymore, and I thought it was so scary.
That was
with the
my
popcorn.
favorite.
It was so good.
Well, I mean, this one's good. It's gory. The killings are more gory.
I don't like gory either.
And stuff. But they want to, I think, like they brought back Dewey as like he's supposed to be like a figment of her imagination. They're trying to confuse her, and they brought back Stu, which everyone knew about Stu coming back.
Oh, yeah.
But it's a lot of just like AI stuff. And then I was just disappointed at the ending of The Killers. That's all I'm going to say. And it's all over TikTok and the internet anyway.
Just don't spoil it here.
I'm not.
I can't watch that stuff. It makes me scared. Like at night, like basements freak me out. I never come down to my basement. I only come down here to record.
Oh, last night when I was, feeling good, I closed her gym door because it was all dark in there. And I was like, I'll scream. And I'm like shutting the door, left the lights on. And I'm like, I
did leave you some night lights on.
Megan, she was like, I'm having her boyfriend come over. She was like, I'm not staying here by my aunts. I'm scared. I'm like, well, we got a pit bull mix.
I got a scream mask in here.
You do?
I should have had Leighton hide.
Oh my gosh. Well, like in some movie theaters, they were letting people wear the scream outfits, and they were having some of the like movie theater workers wear the scream outfit and like stand in the corner. And
what's the other movie you're watching?
And then I watched that one, and so I would give it like a 9.
A 9? You seem like you didn't really like it.
I mean, I would maybe an 8. It was good, but it was just, they could have done a little bit better. What else are we watching?
Okay, so I keep seeing stuff for Carolyn. Is it Carolyn Kennedy?
Yes, I started her documentary. The documentary.
You did?
He's so good
he was
looking.
so fun. He was so really hot. Looking. But her, to be honest, and I'm going to sound dumb, I don't really know much about her. All I've done is seen pictures, and it's more so her fashion. I feel like that people talk about, like that endless, like chic.
Right.
I don't know. I felt like she's kind of like Ralph Lauren. I didn't think she's all that like so cute, but maybe she was just so popular because of him. But they said she worked for Calvin Klein, and I got to watch the show and see the whole thing. It's really sad, like what happened. But I mean, we were kids when
I remember
they were
being at Harris Teeter with Mom, and when the People magazine broke out when they found his plane. But what confuses me is like, how did he got confused in the air? Like he got confused with
I think he was traveling in I think it was bad weather and traveling in the clouds, and you don't know if you're going up or down.
Yeah, that's what they said in the document. And that would be weird. How do you not know you're like this? And they smacked into the water. Like, it's just so weird.
And I think her sister was
there too. That sucks for both of them.
I don't like small planes.
I hate small planes.
I will never ride on a small plane.
No, I don't either. I know families that have them. I'm like,
no.
I get scared on the big planes. I mean, no, but
I've known too many people.
We got to watch that.
We can watch that while we're here.
Yeah, because it is good. And, they found his plane with them in it, like the bottom of the ocean. I think that's so weird how they can detect that stuff. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I would love to go see the Titanic, but I am not getting that.
I feel like stuff always happens at the Titanic. Like they just need to leave it alone and leave those people at peace.
Right.
Because it's almost like bad things happen when you try to go down there. So no, I would love to see it. I wish they could somehow magically.
Well, you know what I heard too is some of those air apartments or whatever that were
they say that bodies could still be in there?
Mm-hmm, like their bones. That's crazy, right?
That's eerie.
I know, but maybe they do need to leave it alone. I think they just want to try to find people's money down there. I didn't know that the owner of Macy's died on the Titanic.
Now listen, I don't know if that's true. Where did you see that?
I looked it up online.
Oh, you did?
Mm-hmm. The owner of Macy's. Him and his wife. He didn't want to be separated. So, in the movie Titanic, and we've talked about Titanic on the podcast before, in that scene with the old man and the woman and the water's running underneath the bed?
Yes.
That's supposed to be them.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Look, you can Google it online. That was it. The owner of Macy's was on Titanic, and they died together because they didn't want to be separated.
Oh, that'd be so scary.
Let me tell you, I was looking at the other day, Costa Concordia. I don't like cruises. I've been on 2 when I was in high school.
No, me and Jeff went on that one.
Well,
and
I went to it.
Yeah, but I was nervous at first.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh my gosh, we're going to be out for 14 days. This is going to be a lot. And what if something did happen? And then I just kept telling myself, no, they'll be there really soon. People go on cruises all the time.
Right.
And at first, when I got to my room, our room was very small.
Yeah.
and I didn't think our window pulled down. And at first I was like, oh no, I'm not going to be able to stay in here. I need a balcony. I need something because now I feel claustrophobic.
Right.
And then Jeff goes, no. The window goes down. And anytime I was in the room, my window was completely down the whole time. At night when we slept, I kept the window down. I was always scared like a bird or something was going to fly in, or I'd wake up. And I told Jeff, I go, what if somebody crawls in our window? He's like, you watch too much stuff. I go, what if somebody crawls in the window and like picks me up and throws me overboard?
That's the Bradley case that happened to that girl.
I'm
on
like,
Netflix.
no. Yeah.
Well, now, at least you had a window. When I was in high school, I mean, we went on Carnival, and let's be real, Carnival's, it's red. I mean, it's red. But it was a high school trip. We had no window. We had nothing. I stayed like in the lower level.
Yeah.
And, I mean, back then though, my anxiety wasn't really like it is now. I get panic and anxieties a lot, attacks a lot.
Me and you are the same with like anxiety. I started cracking up. Peyton, you guys, I'm the same way. I don't know if any of you have anxiety and you do this. I always have to have water or something in the car with me when we are driving because in case I have a panic attack or something, I need something to drink. It's all in our head.
Well,
and we're crazy.
Right.
We are crazy.
Megan or my friends, they were like, why do you have 2 Yetis? I will have 2 Yetis in my console. I have bottles of water on the side door because when I have had panic attacks driving, or you get where your throat starts closing up, it's like, I need something. I feel like I'm going to pass out. And like, walking in the neighborhood. One time I was like, oh, I feel good enough to walk today. Got all the way to the back of the neighborhood, had a panic attack, no water. And I was dry mouth. And remember I called you that day. I was shaking. I was like,
we call each other when we have panic attacks.
Like hyperventilating. And then after that, I was like, nope, I'm not walking. I was just like, because my anxiety, I think it can be
I think it triggers because you start thinking about what could happen, and then you start a panic attack.
And the stuff that goes on in the world, we got a lot going on. I think a lot of that too. But
I think that's when you got to stay off your phone because we know too much.
Social media, I think, definitely can cause you panic attack. And that's why, like, I love going to Mom's beach house, and because we'll go to like the little Oak Island and
it's peaceful.
Beach. It's peaceful. We'll sit on the beach. We'll just sit there and you relax, go back to the house, have cocktail hour. And it's just Mom and Greg, and it's just calm. You know what I mean? And the air's different. I mean, the breathing that salt water and getting in the water, which I don't even get in the water that much because I'm scared of sharks, but I'll get in a little bit. But I
made Peyton when we were there last summer. I made him. I was in the ocean with the boys for a while, and then I was like, Peyton, it's your turn. I'm tired. And I made you go in the ocean.
I know. And
you'd be a nice snack.
I know.
Not even a snack, a meal.
A meal. Biggie size. And I remember that. And remember when we were in Lake Waccamaw? And we saw all the alligators.
Okay, people that live in Lake Waccamaw are crazy. There are alligators all over that place, and they just. I would never live there. I would freak out.
They sleep on the middle of the street. Lake Waccamaw's a cute little lake town.
It is cute.
And I go there. I have I have friends there. I know people. And it's not far from my mom's house. But a girl got either bit or an alligator scratched her, but it was in the shallow water behind her parents' house. And when I'm on the boat with my friends out there and we normally go sit in the shallow water. So now I'm like, I get like, and I'm on a raft.
Or not sharks, alligators. Just when Jeff and I, we've talked about this before, Jeff and I we filmed a pilot. Do you remember when I went to Louisiana and we went to where the swamp people film?
Yeah.
And I had to wrestle an alligator. Those alligator, like a real alligator.
Yeah.
It was so strong.
Yeah.
And mine wasn't even, they were like this big. I'll have to find a picture and I'll have Ian post it up if I can find it in my camera roll. But they're like this big and they were so strong.
Well, the alligators in Lake Waccamaw can get up to, I think, like 18 feet. I mean,
no, thank you.
There's one, because there's like the swamp, a big swamp marsh area that's filled with them.
But why are people not scared?
It's just like the town, country, people don't care. They just get on their boats and they'll still tube in the water and all that. I mean, my friends will go and there's a big bridge in Lake Waccamaw and they'll jump in that dark water. They tried to get me to do it last summer, and I was like, no. An alligator will be in there eating. Yeah, it's just country people that walk barefooted.
You're like, no, my anxiety.
My anxiety.
It will come after me.
I love my country friends, and some of them are backwoods. They don't care. They love their Marlboro Lights and their cold beer, but I'm like, I'm not that crazy. I would be the one to get paralyzed. I'm like, or alligator snakes. They have some bad snakes there. And I told Mom, too, I'm like, you have to watch it. Like, you got to stay dehydrated or whatever. Because at the beach, and Mama's got alligators in her neighborhood. I mean, we went.
My mom can barely see without her glasses, and she won't wear her glasses sometimes. And she goes walking, and there's 2 alligators that live by her house. And she's thought it was a dog one time because she didn't have her glasses on because it's like super blurry. And I'm like, you are going to be that person that's going to be on the news that got eaten by the alligators because you thought it was a dog.
Right. They're in the ponds. And I'm like, Mama. Well, the other day we were walking by the pond, and there was a baby one laying up out of the water. But
in the sun.
In the sun. But he saw us, and he took off into the water. And Mom goes, oh, look, there he goes.
I know, because the boys wanted my mom to take them to see the alligators.
Oh, God,
and
no.
I'm like, no. Peyton
Your kids would get eaten. Your kids would get eaten.
Leighton would be the one to get eaten. He's always hurt. We go to the movies. I look at his leg. I'm like, what happened? He's like, I fell on a brick, and a brick fell on my leg. I go, Leighton.
Well, Jordan wouldn't even let him out of the car when we were in like Waccamaw.
I did not. I would not let him, because Peyton's friend was going to let us on the back of a golf cart and ride around, and I go, absolutely not, because
it was right when the girl got attacked by the gators.
Yeah, so, and I was like, well, my kids would be the ones to be like, oh wait, let me just get a little closer look.
And that water, no, it wouldn't be good.
Okay, so before we end this, what's new with you? Anything? But I should have said that in the beginning. What do you have going on? Any plans? Anything before I let you go?
Well, before you let me go, me and Mom are supposed to go to Washington after this and go see monuments with Jamie, cousin Jamie, and eat. Other than that, I'm ready for spring. I'm ready for hot weather. Yeah. It's been cold. We've had the snow and ice storms. Y'all have had hot weather.
And then I just saw something. I don't know if it's going to be here in Denver. It said that there's supposed to be some like big snowstorm, but I don't know where, if that affects here. But yes, it's been so nice.
I would love for it to snow while we're here, because I mean, the snow was pretty in Charlotte. You know, it never snows in Waxhaw.
And then they shut down the town.
Literally, y'all, bread, milk, people are posting Walmart, here's Teeter. It is all gone. Like, there's nothing. And, you know, we got a new Lowe's food grocery store. We got a new Caribou coffee. I live my house is in the best spot. I can walk to Starbucks. I can walk to Dunkin'. Now I can walk to Caribou coffee.
And when I bought the house, there was nothing.
And they're building a new business. So, you know where the Bojangles is? Like right beside in front of the neighborhood? Right there, they're building like a new business complex in neighborhood.
Really?
The traffic is going to be the worst.
I know,
everyone's coming out to Waxhaw. It's like...
Because it's nice.
It's nice. It's safe.
That's why I won't sell, you guys. Okay. All right. Well, thanks for coming. Peyton and my mom came in town. They're helping me because Jeff is... I forgot to say all this in the beginning. Jeff's at the Duke game with one of our good friends, and he's not going to be back till tomorrow. So Peyton, I was like, why don't you come on the podcast with me?
Yes,
and
I love
we'll do an episode. And then when Jeff gets back in town, we'll do one with all of us because we always get silly and goofy. You and I were just talking, and then Jeff and I all. Oh wait, this one's too long. I'm not reading that. Oh wait, let's see. Let's read a smaller one.
What is it?
We always do quotes.
Oh.
At the end. That one was just way too long and I didn't feel like reading it all the way. Does the sun ask itself, am I good? Am I worthwhile? Is there enough of me? No, it burns and it shines. Does the sun ask itself, what does the moon think of me? How does Mars feel about me today? No, it burns. It shines. Does the sun ask itself, am I as big as other suns in other galaxy? No, it burns. It shines. I don't really like that one. I'm not really feeling that one. Praise God.
Praise God.
We gotta change that up. I don't really like that. We're gonna put that one down there. Thanks for listening. I hope we didn't bore you guys.
Yeah, thanks.
Have a wonderful day. Peyton,
we're gonna be here for a week. So we're excited.
I got my matcha this morning, trying to be healthy.
I got my, it's iced coffee with extra almond milk. That's my go-to.
Yeah.
Sweet coffees upset my stomach.
Me too. And sugar-free.
Yeah.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
See ya.